And they'll run it here. And he'll get this one up to the 26. 2 yards on the carry there. And now Osweiler on second down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Quickly now, the starting 11 for the Oakland defense.
When I watch Khalil Mack play, I just see fury, passion, and incredible athleticism. This guy can flat out play.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Osweiler. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Second down following the run. From the shotgun, Osweiler. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Throwing now, Osweiler on first down. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball. And sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. He's brought down that time by a couple of Raiders.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. Out of the gun, it's Osweiler. It's complete to Hopkins. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
And this will be play number 8 of the opening drive. It's 3rd and short.
Let's go.
Osweiler now to throw up. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Their big tight end. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Texans take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. And the Texans take a 7-0 lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Washington, his first carry, and able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Carr now to throw. He's got Fuller. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
No gain on the play there, second down. Well, sometimes we talk running backs, sometimes we talk wide receivers. Walford, the tight end in this unit, very important.
Clive Walford, a terrific player. Knows how to work the inside portions of the field, but also can surprise you and get deep.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. On second down, here's Carr. Complete, the tight end Rivera. That catch good for 5. It's third down. And a look now at the defense for Houston.
Jadeveon Clowney was the #1 pick in the NFL.
And a stoppage here, a timeout before this third down play takes place. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Five yards to gain here on third down. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And the third down pass falls incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
On fourth down, here's the Raider punter Marquette King to kick it away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Out comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away. Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. So 3rd and 7 and an extra defensive back on the field here.
Definitely want to play coverage here.
Now Osweiler. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down. You're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
2nd down following the run.
Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a 1st down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
And the offense lining up 1st and 10. From midfield now, here's Osweiler. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think a lot of people are a little bit surprised there that they ran the draw after that successful pass play previously. But the thought process had to be, maybe we can catch them rushing the passer and hit something big with the running play.
A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, Osweiler. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long.
Hurry up, here we go.
They go play action with Osweiler. And he comes back with one complete. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage, so as a former DB, How tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown,
and he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Ozzie Newsome, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Texans will add on to their lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And they will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. And now here come the Raiders. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for Oakland. 56 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Carr. It's complete to Fuller. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
On second down, Washington. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1.
And as we've seen throughout this season, it's no picnic trying to score touchdowns against this unit. They're ranked #1 against the run. But it's also difficult because it's not easy to throw the ball against them either.
So following the run, we'll see what they do here on 3rd down.
We ready? 588. 588. We ready? Check 15. Check 15. Zebra.
Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. And he finds a man. It's McCaffrey. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal.
And fit's the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
On 1st and goal, Washington. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. His pass caught at the 4. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, You can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
The line of scrimmage is the 2 here on 3rd and goal. Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. So they're back at the 7 now for 3rd and goal.
All right, here we go. Wide and Zebra.
From the gun, it's Carr. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete. That's a tough one not to hang on to on 3rd and goal, but good job defensively to get there and jar it loose.
Agreed. That was really, really nicely done because there's no pass interference on the play. Timing excellent to get in there and knock it away. A win for the defense, and it brings up 4th down.
And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. Well, at least they won't take a goose egg into intermission as they do carve out 3 points here in the waning moments of quarter number 2.
Yeah, it hasn't really been the greatest of first halves. They've looked out of sync, especially on the offensive side of the ball. But a field goal here at least gives them some momentum as we tick down toward halftime.
And now out comes Houston. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure. Let's see if they dial it up this drive. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make...
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve.
All right, now look at 56. Let's go. Get 56.
Throwing now, Osweiler on 1st down. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by David Anderson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
Give him 6 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
We ready? Red 18. Red, baby, alert.
On 2nd down, here's Carr. He almost had it. The big D lineman nearly had an interception. Instead, it falls down incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr brought in by Walford, right side. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. And now a first down following that long gain. They come up in an offset eye. Carr now on first down. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And Crosby puts it through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So they're still down, but they are able to salvage 3 here heading into the lockers.
This is what you work on from the beginning of training camp. Heading into the half, put some points on the board. No matter what the score says at that point, you've accomplished what you set out to do.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So we've come upon halftime here in Houston, and it's the home team, the Texans, leading this one. As we send you over to our headquarters in Orlando, where we check in with Larry Ridley for our EA Sports Halftime Report. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Carr will try it again on second down. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
It's a gain of 17 that time, and that'll be good for a Houston first. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Hurry up, here we go.
action. It's Osweiler. And oh, not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Third and 2, now Osweiler. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Their dangerous wide receiver. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. He's got it, and the lead swells. It's 28-6. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. That one goes for 36 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Running it, Washington. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
After watching that play and result, I go back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator, Brandon, before the game and said, how are you going to move the ball running it against the #1 defense? He gave us no indication, didn't tip his hand at all, so we have to see how this unfolds as this game moves along.
Now a play fake. Carr surveying the field. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. He didn't get rid of the football there, took the sack, although that's easier said than done. He can't just chuck the thing sideways into the seats.
No, he really can't because you're not afforded total protection as a quarterback. You have to get outside of the tackle boxes as defined by the NFL, meaning wherever your tackles operate normally, get outside of that, and the ball that you throw has to get back to at least the line of scrimmage. Otherwise, you face an intentional grounding call.
And they'll add a DB in the secondary here on 3rd and 14. Now Carr caught the tight end Walford. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the right hash, this from 48. And this one is right down Broadway. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So his 3rd field goal of the ball game brings him a bit closer, but there's no question. They need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And 7s, and probably even 8s. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear. They want to close this gap.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And with a new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Here we go with 2nd and 7. They come up in an offset eye. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Will the defense dial up the pressure? Let's see. 3rd and 11.
Let's go.
Now it's Osweiler. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
Let's go. Green 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
And the offense behind the chains here, a touch on 2nd and 11.
Here we go now.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. He's brought down that time by a couple of Raiders.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down.
3-19.
From the shotgun, Osweiler. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it, an en route, going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
The Texans send the punter out. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now.
And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd. On 2nd down, here's Carr. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the 4th. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
Here's Marquette King now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And it's fielded at the 34. A tremendous return there, 39 yards. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2. And now the offense operates in the red zone. Slot man moves right. And they'll go on the ground. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down. Great play there off the end. Question, Charles, in a 4-3, you hear about the D tackles a lot. What's the role of the ends?
What they want to do is control the edges of the defense. And you always hear about an offense talking about setting the edge in the running game. Well, the defense wants to do exactly the same thing. In the defensive end, often against an offensive tackle, sometimes a tight end, they can't let themselves get hooked and let a running back get outside, because if they do that, that hurts the integrity of the defense overall.
My man, the encyclopedia. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. They go with Washington to begin the drive. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
If you run an out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch. 3rd and 5, so they bring in an extra defensive back.
Expecting pass. Shotgun now for Carr. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
So much of this game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
Here's Marquette King now as he's on to punt for Oakland. And he fields it cleanly. They come out here in the eye. Now they'll run it on the toss. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead, first down, fourth quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back. But 8 yards on first down puts them back on their heels.
The all-pro in 2 positions. Khalil Mack there to make the stop. Osweiler now to throw on third down. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good. But when he rifles one that's intercepted, picked off by Shamarko Thomas, and he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Patriot! No, check, Patriot!
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Hopkins, a man in motion left. They'll give it to him right up the gut. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
As they run the counter play. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down. Well, good luck there as a ball carrier. You get handed that football. Look up. Oh, there's a big D tackle ready to swallow you whole for a loss.
Yeah, you kind of count on your guys to give you at least a little bit of time, a little bit of space to try and maneuver, but not on that one. And when you have a defensive tackle who is that strong, that agile, he's a lot to deal with. Sometimes you have to double him, and sometimes you're not able to block him no matter who's trying.
Throwing, Osweiler. Wide open receiver complete. A good pickup there at 22.
And they just had another big completion there, and I think in days gone by in the NFL, You might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
It's the age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the times they just look at it like, let's just play the game. And however it turns out, it turns out.
They come out here in the eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Well, he was stopped on that play. He's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. And he'll give it here to his running back. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Just a couple there on the second down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Texans, their strong start to the year continues as they're up.
Show me what you like. Hey, I put money, I can match it for ya. I'm in this all white fit, looking like a brick and all them zippers on a jacket on ya. He got a thing for Latin. He wanna hear a little Spanish? I told him it ain't practice it. I'm about to fill you up with Spanish. Walk up with the click and I ain't looking like the side in this. I'm the opposite cause I'm the main event in boxing and it has the time been ticking. I've been out here playing my position, I'm about to get it. Now ain't no one about to block me here cause someday, someone tell me I'm somewhere, doing alright. Somewhere, somebody that one day will be the love of my life, but not tonight though. Hey, I'm only here for a minute. Bet you want a girl to keep it independent, and I know you gotta like a girl that's this appealing. Get you caught up in the moment, then I'll get you in your feelings. Tell your boys that you gon' meet them later on. Both of us are so taxi, leave the meter on. First time you out in Cali, never tried no strong, so you gon' have some stories to tell when you take it back home and tell them one time, Snowy always showed you what it's like. Leave you sleepy like the call the umpire. Get you out and get you rolling, get you gotta go. I got a flight up in the morning on someday, someone tell me I'm somewhere, doing alright. Somewhere, somebody that one day will be the love of my life, but not tonight though. He tryna catch me in my feelings, but he don't know that I'm the though. Shout out to my that can get it independent and he looking for no love. He tryna catch me in my feelings, but he don't know that I'm the though. He tryna stunt and give me drinks. I got the bottles in the section and I'm running up the bay.
How do we fall in love? Harder than a bullet could hit ya. How do we fall apart? Faster than a hairpin trigger. Don't you say it. Don't say, don't away from killing. Don't you say it. Don't say, don't you say it. One breath, it'll just break me. So shut your mouth and run me like a river. Shut your mouth, baby, stand and deliver. Holy hands pulling, make me a sinner. Like a river, like a river. Shut your mouth and run me like a river. Choke this love till the veins start to shiver. One last breath till the tears start to wither. Like a river, like a river. Shut your mouth and run me like a river. Like a river, like a river. Like a river, like a river. Like a river, like a river. Shut your mouth and run me like a river. Shut your mouth, baby, stand and deliver. Holy hands pulling, make me a sinner. Like a river, like a river. Shut your mouth and run me like a river. Choke this love till the veins start to shiver. One last breath till the tears start to wither. Like a river, like a river. Shut your mouth and run me like a river.
I'm tired of this in the kitchen. But how else am I gonna get it? How else am I gonna get it? How else am I gonna get it? How else am I gonna get it?
I put her in Javicia. I got these bitches tripping. Was young, I wanted a Bentley. I promise I'm gon' go with some, I gon' get it. I had a trap at the vacant. Swerving around in Vegas. Mama, we finally made it. Order with the racks, I'm a trap star. She a ride just like a car. The bricks in the backyard. Told her how to turn the white heart. I can take her on a date. Here's a chicken dinner. Put my wrist in the pot. I can make it trip.
I'm tired of this in the kitchen. But how else am I gonna get it? 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 I'm getting kinda tired of all this in the kitchen. How else am I gonna get it? 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 Whip. How else am I gonna get it? How else am I gonna get it? Whip. How else am I gonna get it? How else am I gonna get it? Whip. You know my is the best. I feel like I should stop and retire as